Well, hello family, friends. Want to welcome you to Jim's In Town Gardening and also Bella's Legacy Rabbitry. And here is Monday, where are we? I think it's December 14th, I'm not positive. This is our rabbit update. So here I have, and he's been a little bit fidgety today. I have Coco. He's our little Lionhead buck. Purchased him, I think it was June or July of this year. Pet shop owner, fairly close by. She knew that we had some Lionheads and wanted to know if we'd be interested in the pair. So we ended up buying this little boy, Coco, and his mate, which is Molly. And we have not bred them yet. I really wanted this little guy because I wanted to buy him to breed Benji. Most of you have probably seen Benji. In fact, I'll probably take her out and brush her in a minute. But I said, you know what, we'll buy the pair. And they've been sweet. They are sweet little babies. They have been bred before. In fact, when we got these two, they had just had a litter of 5. I believe it was 5. And I think a lot of it having to do with this whole pandemic thing. She was kind of cutting back. So she called us and asked if we'd be interested. And Leanne and I talked it over, and we said, yeah, we'll take them. So I may be breeding these guys in just, a few days. You know, I have to kind of go through with what I have, because there's some that I'm going to have to wean. Some of my bigger breeds haven't sold as well as I thought they would, but it's okay. You know, I know that there's interest in them. So, you know, let me bring that down so you can see it. I can see he's not really big. He's a good boy. He's a little bit antsy today, and part of that could have been because I was vacuuming some of the cages out. Most of them have gotten so they don't mind. I am very careful around certain cages, especially anything that has babies in them. You know, a mother with kits. In fact, I will show you a clip of Mandy here in a few minutes. She had a litter of 6 Saturday. Excited about those. Daisy. Daisy is going to be due, I think it's the 18th or 19th. Also, Mocha is due the same day. You know, so I want to be careful with those guys. Most of the other rabbits, they're used to it. You know, I just move slowly around the cages, and they do fine. You want your debut on YouTube? Huh? You want your debut on YouTube? Yeah. So that's the Lionhead. Lot of brushing. I try to brush them at least once a week, and really it would be better if they were done twice a week. So he's a little cutie. He's a little cutie. Yeah. All right, sweetie, can I get Molly? You gonna let me go get Molly and brush her? Okay, so now I have Molly. This was the little doe that we got at the same time. Oh, you can let me brush you, honey? Oh, let me brush you, baby. Easy, easy. Come on, usually you're really good about this. Yeah. Yeah, but you don't have that camera thing. You're doing this all different. For those that aren't familiar with the Lionheads, their hair is very long. Very fine hair, and it does require some brushing. Now, quite often, if You know, it is quite snarled up. What I'll do is I'll use my card. I'll show you. It's just a card, and I need to get a new one because I see the bristles are getting pretty worn. And you can see I'm going to put my hand over his ears. And you just lightly go through it. Helps get some of those snarls out of there. She's really not too bad. But I want to protect the ears. I don't want to run that across her ears. The same as when I go down her back. I won't use this on her. Good baby. Yeah, good baby. You know, Lionheads are a great pet. Normally they're very calm. And how they got their name, easy city, easy, is they have like a mane. You know, like a lion, like a male lion. Leanna calls this one Molly No Face because her hair is so long it covers her face. So I'm going to try to keep this video short. There are a few things that I want to show you. But I do want to kind of just groom her a little bit. And then I'll take Benji out and groom her. Now Benji we bought. Benji was supposed to be a little boy Lionhead. And I purposely bought that one for the breeding of Donna. Donna is our Lionhead Mini Rex cross that we had gotten. Actually, Donna was the first one to have babies here on the farm. I bought her, and the very next afternoon, she had 7 babies. So anyways, that was the reason why I had bought Benji. Well, Benji ended up not being a boy. Benji ended up being a girl. In fact, Benji has had a litter. She had a litter this spring. And she was a great mom. So when the lady called me about these guys, I thought, wow, you know, that would be awesome. Now we'll have purebred Lionheads. So then what was really interesting is the lady that cuts my hair. She knew that we had rabbits, and she had at one point said, well, maybe I'll come up and look at some of your rabbits. So the last time I went, she had said, you got a new bunny. She wanted me to see it. So somebody had gone in the house and brought the bunny out, and I was looking at it and brushing it, showing her how to brush, and was going to trim the nails, but I didn't have any trimmers with me. She wasn't real fond of trimming nails. I don't mind trimming nails. And I know the importance of trimming nails. You know, that's something a lot of the rabbit breeders don't trim nails. The ones that I've dealt with, they don't trim nails. You know, it's not hard. But a lot of them are afraid they're going to go too deep. I have only nicked, I think, one, and that was Donna. She's got very dark nails, and she went and thrashed right at the time I went to make a clip, and I nicked it, and I felt so bad. But anyway, she was fine. You know, one of the things, if you do go too quick, get into the quick, have some cornmeal. I know some people say they use flour just to help clot that blood, and usually they're going to be all right. You know, you can get some Blue Coat or whatever you want, you know, to spray on it after as an antiseptic. Now, Baby, I think it was last spring, I was trimming her. I had that green jacket that you guys see me wear quite often. Well, anyways, I got her onto her back, and she kicked with her back legs, and she ended up getting one of her nails on that jacket, and that one bled for quite a bit. But she was fine after, and I've trimmed her quite a few times since. So, you know, it's going to happen. You know, even on some of the YouTube videos, ones who breed rabbits, you know, they raise rabbits in a lot larger quantity than what I have. Happens to them too. It's going to happen. You know, like I said, have some cornmeal or some flour. Hi, Rahab. You know, so you can clot that blood, you know, get it to stop, and they'll usually take care of themselves. They'll lick it. I've had some rabbits, and their nails weren't long, who have broken a nail off. Good baby. Okay, so I'm going to get Benji. Easy, sweetheart. Good girl. Good girl. Now, normally I spend more time brushing them. Like I said, I wanted to make this a quick video just to kind of show off some of our babies. Easy, baby. Okay, so here's Benji. Like I said, she's a doe. We just kept that name. That was her original name. And now this girl here, normally I can spend a long time with her. One of the very first videos that I did with the rabbits, I think I opened the video brushing her. And she sat there. She just sat there. She loves this. You know, so if you're considering buying a Lionhead, just know that they do require a lot of brushing. You know, the more you do it, the easier it will be. And for the most part, they're going to love it. You know, the Lionheads, I mean, like her, she just lays there. She likes this. She likes that closeness. Like I said, a card works, you know, for the long hair to get those, any snarls that might start forming. Also, you know, a little dog or cat flea comb, that works well. You can see how fine her, hopefully you can see how fine her hair is. It's very fine. Good girl. Yeah, she's a good girl. You know, so this is basically, like I said, for me, it's usually once a week, only because there's so many rabbits. I have so many other things that are going on. You know, if you could do this twice a week, 3 times a week, and I think they would enjoy it. You know, for ones who haven't been worked with a whole lot, it might take some time, you know, to get them to that point, but as long as you make it a good thing for them, you know, you're not rough with them. You know, the first time you might want to just work with the head, you know, a day or two later, then start working with what I call the skirt down here. You know, the other thing is you are going to want to flip them. Easy, sweetheart. On a video I did, I think it was the last video I did, I showed you how I do it. My hand's on her belly. Her paw's right here. I got my hand underneath here, and as you see, there's a little bit of matting going on there. It's not a tight mat, but just easy. Go easy. Make it an enjoyable experience for the rabbit and yourself. You know, as you do this, like I said, I can come out into this barn having the worst of days. And while I'm out here doing this, I so enjoy it. Now what you're hearing is the card on my jeans. I usually try to brush against something. Now when you get around their legs down here, around their privates, you want to be careful. I don't know how this the video is showing. I'm being very gentle around this area. Not touching her skin at all. Another thing you want to check when you have your rabbits in this position, check their feet, check the bottom of their feet. Hopefully you can see. Actually, let me bring this a little closer and maybe you can see. Hopefully you can see. She's got a lot of padding down here. When you hear people talking about sore hocks, what's happened is they've worn this fur off this part of their foot, and they've gotten down to the skin, and then there's a break in the skin. She has plenty of fur, but not just your Lionheads or your smaller breeds. Check whatever breed you have. You want to be cautious of that. Every one of our cages has a resting mat in it. Some have two. Actually, most have two. I probably could have got by with one, but I just wanted our rabbits happy, healthy, and that's what we chose. Some of you have seen Blue's cage. Now Blue came to us with quite a few issues. He had ear mites. He had the sore hocks, and we've been dealing with it ever since. It's been just about a year, I think. I think it was just before Christmas when we got him, and we're still doctoring him up. They look good. And mini Rexes, I guess, from what I've been told, are prone to that. I don't know if they just don't have typically that longer hair. All right, now when you do the belly, you want to do real lightly. They do not like the bellies touched. As you go through this, they're going to get to know you. There might be some things that they don't like, but if you're gentle, usually they're quite forgiving. She just loves to be made of. So I'm going to put her back. Oh, another thing. When you let him go back, don't let him just flop over and do it. What I usually do, my hands underneath. See, she didn't have to strain at all to get back onto me, because she wants her feet on something. So that's a good girl. Yes, that's a good girl. And the other thing that I've found about our rabbits is they like to be talked to. I don't know what it is about my voice, whether it was dogs, cats, cows, horses. They like my voice. I remember when her grandson was young, he'd be sitting in my lap and I'd be talking to somebody and he'd fall asleep. And everybody says, "Oh, you've got such a comforting voice." But anyways, let your rabbits know your voice. That might be another reason why my rabbits are so calm, because I do talk to them. I talk to them as I'm feeding them, as I'm cleaning them. My rabbits know my voice. So if you give me just a minute, I'm going to put her back, and I'll show you Fawn's babies. Fawn's babies will be 4 weeks old next Monday. 4 weeks old next Monday. And then I'll show you Mandy's babies. Now, Mandy's babies were born last Saturday. So I don't want to uncover them too long. I mean, it's probably around 50 degrees in here. It's a lot warmer in here than it is outside. But I don't want to keep them uncovered for very long. Mandy doesn't mind me taking her nest box out, but and you'll see the fur that she pulled. She pulled a lot of fur. So I'll be with you in just a minute. Good baby. Yes, you are. Good baby. Okay, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see. Now, Fawn is Sugar's baby from October of last year. Hi, little guys. What are you doing? What are you doing? Sugar's a New Zealand white. And I had bred her to Rex. He is our New Zealand red. He's a big boy. Anyways, then I bred, this is Fawn's second litter. Her first litter, in fact, I bred her to Rex that time. She had, I think it was 4 white and 3 of the fawn colored. So these, like I said, these guys are going to be 4 weeks old Monday. It's been just the last 2 days that they've really been out nibbling on grain, nibbling on hay. Now, for anybody who, easy babies, it was my foot. Wow. For anybody who has bought the cages from me, you notice the feeders, the J feeders, the spot is up high. They're actually up over the urine guards. For kits, when they first come out, a lot of times they have a hard time with it. So what I do is I use one of those little Katie feeders. Actually, Fawn's eating out of the Katie feeder. But anyways, I put that down there. They can eat the hay. They can eat the grass, the grain. It just makes it easier for them. And then you're going to have ones that are going to hop right up onto the feeder anyways. Now, this morning I noticed that I had one that was, she was down in this area, and she'd go up there and she'd get a morsel of grain and get back down and eat it. And then, now this one is drinking out of a bottle. That is a great sign. Awesome. Awesome. Now, another little thing that I do with these guys, okay, Mom has this bottle here, which is a good height for her. And for the young ones, I put one of these bottles in. It's a little bit lower so that they can reach it better. And here's one. Hold on just a minute. I'm going to raise the camera up. Okay, so you can see there's one drinking, and there's one that's eating out of the J feeder. In fact, I got an idea that one's going to be right up on top of it. So they're doing good. They're doing good. Because Mom's going, she eats. When I wean her from her baby, she is going to have to be, she's going to have to go on a diet again. She has always been a huge eater, and I've had to limit her on her grain. She's a big eater. So if you give me just a few minutes, I'm going to bring the tripod down, and I will show you Mandy's babies. Okay, so Mandy is my Lavender Rex. I can't tell you how old she is. This is the second litter that we've had with her. I really wanted to breed her to a Rex, but I've only got one boy that I could have used here on her. Anyways, I ended up breeding her to Buster. So her babies are going to be Rex New Zealand Cross. Her last litter, she was bred to Thumper, who was also a lavender buck. And I probably shared with you before, the lady that I bought her, she has Thumper. He's a beautiful, beautiful buck. And I brought her up there, and we tried breeding her, and she just wouldn't stand for him. I think a lot of it had to do with the travel. It was also a fairly warm day, a lot warmer than I would have liked to have had bringing her. Hi, sweetheart. Now, this girl is so soft. She has got the softest fur of probably any rabbit that I've got here. Very, very easygoing. Good mom, easy to work with. Very big girl. So I'm going to move this camera down. I'm going to take the nest box out of her cage, and I'll show you her babies. Like I said, this is going to have to be short because they're only a couple days old, and I don't want them getting cold. So I'll be right there. Okay, so as you can see, she pulled a lot of hair. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is just this part. I haven't even got into the nest. All right, hopefully you can see the babies. Like I said, I don't want to uncover them for too long. This one looks like it's going to end up being black. This one here is going to be a broken. This one's got the little tan and some of the... They active. And my hands aren't the warmest right now either. Okay, so you can see she's got 4 like this, and then she's got 2 that are gonna, this one's gonna be broken, I think. Hi, sweetheart. I'll bring them right back. Now that's got the fawn, but it's also got some of the lavender in there too. Now yesterday they didn't have that fawnish color to them. So those are gonna be sweet. Those are going to be sweet. I would say she fed them sometime last night. She hasn't fed them this morning. But all lively. Look at the hair. My goodness. Now, and I'll share that in just a minute. So I'm going to raise up the camera. I want you to see how Mandy is with me and having her babies. Like I said, every doe, I wouldn't take them out just this long. You got to know your babies. You got to know your moms. So give me just a minute. Let's see how this. All right, Mandy. All right, honey. Now see, she's not nervous. I mean, she wants her babies, but she's not nervous. All right. Yeah, girl. That's my girl. Yes. Well, welcome back to our channel. So I got my outside stuff done, and I came in for lunch. Lunch is on hold right now because my beautiful bride Leanna is making spaghetti sauce, and I'm telling you, it smells so good. That would be from our tomatoes, our onions. It would be for those that watched the video of the breakfast sausage. This is going to be the first, or not the breakfast sausage, what did she call that, Italian bulk sausage, which is made for spaghetti sauce or lasagna, whatever. Anyways, we're going to try that for the first time. It smells so good in here. Anyways, so I'm back inside with our indoor bunny. This is Satin. She's a mini Rex Satin. And she was a show bunny when we got her, and they took her off because actually you can see her, one of her numbers there, I think. Hopefully you can see that. Anyways, her ears are too long. So, anyways, this is one of the first of the 3 that we bought, 2 years ago? It'll be 2 years in January. We bought her, we bought Sugar, which is our New Zealand white, and then we bought Rex, who's our red New Zealand. He's the fawn color. Anyways, this little girl, she's been something else. She's always been one. When we had the 3 on the porch, she wanted to be pet all the time. And Leanna wanted to make her an indoor bunny. And she was just funny. Like I said, she liked to be pet. She didn't really like to be held. Now that's all she wants, is to be held. She is the one that goes through the false pregnancies about every 2 months. She's done it 3 times now. And we've talked about breeding her. We've talked about breeding her with Blue, who is also a mini Rex, a lot smaller than she is. I don't know. I really don't want to do it during the winter time, only because I don't want all the babies and the urine and all that inside. She's got a nice little home. In fact, I got to build an upper deck to it, huh, baby? So I don't know. Maybe this spring, when they can go outside, when they get old enough, maybe we'll do that. We'll see. We'll see. Anyways, I just want to thank you for joining us today. Tomorrow I'll try to get the video on the bunnies that are for sale. Actually, I haven't sold any this week or last week. That's okay. They'll go. Just gotta have them at the right time. And I'm not all about just selling them to anybody. I want them to go to good homes, especially for the pet rabbits. So again, friends, let us know what it is that you want me to teach on, if that's what you want, or what you want to see. Very possible I'll be doing my total cage cleanouts this coming week, and I'll show you how I do that. I mean, I could wash everything down with the rabbits in. I just choose not to. It's wet. I know this week we're going to be cold. It's somewhere around 24, 25 degrees outside, and I'm looking at my thermometer in here. The bunny barn is holding at 55 today, so that's good. That's good. I like to have it around 50. 42, they've done really well, and that's about the coldest it will get, unless we get down to 20, 25 below outside. Then I know it's going to be just above freezing, and I'm okay with that. We've shown that the baby kits, they can do all right in that kind of weather. My only concern would be is if the mother goes in to nurse and she ends up dragging one out. That would be hard on a baby, but we haven't had that. So knock on wood. So anyways, again, thanks so much for showing your support for this channel. If you want to share it to somebody else, by all means do. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do. Hit that bell icon and click all on it. Normally there's 2 videos a week that go on. Another video that I do want to get up real soon is when we make the other rabbit treats using the dust from the grain. It's a way of using that up. So yeah, if my bride's feeling good and not busy, maybe we'll do that someday this week. Thanks again. Love you guys. God bless.